From gridlock to growth, navigating regulatory dialogues for better financial and personal health. Imagine you're trying to make ends meet, saving for a house, planning a family vacation, or budgeting for medical bills. You often find yourself asking, why does everything seem so complex, expensive, and out of reach? The answer might lie in something that affects us all, but often feels abstract: regulations. Regulations shape our financial systems, healthcare, housing, and personal opportunities. Good regulations can pave the way for progress, but when these systems fall into gridlock, they can create barriers to growth and improvements in our quality of life. This video will equip you to explore this critical topic. How can we move from gridlock to growth? We'll break down how regulatory processes influence our finances and personal health, explain how gridlocks occur, and provide actionable insights for fostering smarter policies. To start, let's define regulatory gridlock. This happens when progress is stalled, often due to conflicting interests, outdated policies, or slow-moving decision-making processes. Regulatory gridlock doesn't just block industry growth, it directly affects everyday citizens like you and me. Take healthcare, for example. When reform legislation gets tangled up in gridlock, patients struggle with rising costs or limited access to services. In housing, outdated regulations can delay affordable housing projects, making it harder for people to find a place to call home. These are just a few examples of how gridlock can result in real, tangible harm. But why does this happen? One reason is the complex web of interests at play. Policymakers, businesses, and advocacy groups often have competing priorities, making consensus a challenge. When no one agrees, nothing moves forward, leaving everyone worse off. The result? Limited innovation, financial uncertainty, and obstacles to healthcare, housing, and other necessities. Just think, gridlock pauses progress at the very moment when society needs solutions. Why do regulations matter so much? It's simple. They are the rules that determine how systems operate. When done right, they promote fairness, balance, and safety. When they go wrong or get stuck, they can cause stagnation and inequality. Consider personal finances. Regulations influence everything from our banking systems to tax codes and loan accessibility. For example, policies around student loans or interest rates affect how easily we can afford education or build wealth over time. Poorly designed or gridlocked regulations can create barriers, such as predatory lending practices or rising costs. Now, let's think about personal health. Safe medical practices, drug approvals, and hospital accessibility are all influenced by healthcare regulations. When effective, they ensure that life-saving treatments are available and affordable. But when regulatory bottlenecks occur, these advancements may not reach the people who need them. Regulations are essentially the framework of our lives. They impact how we earn, save, and safeguard our futures. Understanding their role is the first step toward protecting both our financial stability and overall well-being. How do we solve the problem of gridlock? The answer lies in fostering effective regulatory dialogues. This means creating systems where all voices, governments, citizens, businesses, and advocacy groups can work together toward common goals. There are success stories that show us it's possible. For example, small business reform initiatives in some regions have brought diverse stakeholders together, resulting in regulations that cut red tape while still maintaining consumer protections. These changes helped local businesses thrive, created jobs, and supported economic growth. Consider healthcare initiatives where patient advocacy groups collaborated with policymakers to streamline drug approval processes. By cutting unnecessary delays while maintaining safety standards, they ensured that life-changing medications reached patients faster. These stories demonstrate the power of collaboration. When regulatory systems work effectively, there's more room for innovation, accessibility, and growth. It's a win for industries, communities, and individuals alike. But why are such success stories the exception and not the norm? Understanding the barriers can help us pave the path for change. One common obstacle is lack of communication. Stakeholders often operate in silos. Policymakers may not engage with the public, and industries may lobby for their interests without considering broader societal needs. As a result, solutions often fail to reflect the complexities of real-world challenges. Another barrier is resistance to change. Many fear that altering established systems will disrupt stability, even if those systems no longer serve the majority. Resistance can stem from politics, industry lobbying, or even public misunderstanding, keeping outdated policies firmly in place. Finally, misinformation poses a significant challenge. When people are misinformed, whether through incomplete data, biased opinions, or politicized debates, it becomes harder to build consensus around fair and effective regulations. Recognizing these barriers helps us take a more proactive approach in bridging gaps and ensuring regulatory systems prioritize progress. So, what can you do? As members of the general public, our voices are more powerful than we often realize. Change doesn't have to stay in the hands of policymakers. Every individual has a role to play in moving from gridlock to growth. Start with education. Stay informed about regulations that directly affect your life, whether that's healthcare reform, housing policies, or financial regulations. Research trusted sources, attend community meetings, and ask questions if something isn't clear. Next, engage with your community. Advocacy starts locally. Joining or supporting advocacy groups can amplify your voice and highlight the issues that matter most to you and your neighbors. These groups often lead efforts in petitioning for better policies and creating awareness campaigns. Additionally, get involved in public debates and hearings. Many regulatory decisions offer opportunities for public feedback before they are finalized. By participating in these discussions, whether attending meetings, signing petitions, or submitting online comments, you can influence the direction of policies that impact your life. Lastly, celebrate past examples of public action leading to change. For instance, shifts in environmental policies were significantly driven by citizen advocacy. Public engagement works. It's about finding your cause and committing to it. So what do smarter regulations look like? Let's outline the key characteristics we should collectively advocate for. Transparency. Decisions should be made openly, with clear reasoning and accessible information about the impacts of policies. 2. Fairness. Regulations must strike a balance between protecting citizens and enabling economic growth. 3. Inclusivity. All stakeholders, from large corporations to everyday individuals, deserve a seat at the table. Innovation. Policies should encourage technological and systemic advancements while maintaining necessary safeguards. 5. Adaptive systems. Regulations should be designed to evolve and keep pace with changing societal needs. Technology plays an exciting role here, enabling policymakers to gather public input more effectively and allowing citizens to better track legislative progress. Inclusive governance isn't just aspirational, it's achievable with smarter tools and more proactive dialogue. Let's bring it all together. Regulatory systems impact every part of our lives, our wallets, our health, and our future opportunities. When these systems stall due to gridlock, everyone loses. However, by fostering productive dialogues, we can shift the narrative toward growth and stability. Remember, the process starts with you. Use your voice. Stay informed about the policies affecting your life. Join local groups focused on advocacy and reforms. Engage in public debates and hearings. Every effort contributes to building a regulatory system that reflects collective progress and fairness. The transition from gridlock to growth requires all of us, government leaders, businesses, and citizens, to work together. Imagine a future where regulations evolve, communities thrive, and better policies create healthier, more financially secure lives for everyone. That future starts when we take action today. No matter how small your role might feel, your contributions matter. Together, we can move beyond regulatory bottlenecks and champion a system that fosters innovation, equity, and opportunity for all. The power to grow is in our hands. Let's use it wisely. Subscribe, share, and like for more informative videos.